What is going on, YouTube? We need to come up with a name for our viewers.
Right?
Instead of just calling them YouTube.
Yeah, I agree.
Need ideas for that. Might have to look up some names. Suggestions from AI variants.
Possibly.
But anyways, welcome. To be named chat family. I am Voodoo.
I'm JT Dallas.
We got quite the number of fun throwback schemes to reveal this week. It's gonna be fun.
We definitely do.
And that's not we're not even on scheme scene, but we're gonna have a butt ton of things. We're also gonna talk about Martinsville and a little bit of new NASCAR news.
Or SU will be.
Yeah, got that too. Yep. With that being said, we'll hit the intro. I was gonna switch it back to our original intro, but I figured since it's throwback weekend and the intro that you made has some throwbacky stuff in it, keep it in for this week.
The leaders enter the last lap in a dead heat.
Keep racing. Is it worth the risk to keep on going?
Sure, to win.
Keep racing.
Season long.
About dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else. And he's the one that drives like a little about.
I'm talking about. Whee! So, are you talking to us or are you talking to them? You must be talking to them. I see your lips moving, but I didn't hear nothing coming out. I thought I was going crazy for a second. Ugh. No, not. Alright, so he's having technical difficulties. While we're waiting on that, I threw my notes down. Where'd I do my notes? Here you go. Welcome back.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think I've got it figured out.
You think, but you're not sure. We'll find out soon enough. I did not put any penalties for Homestead on this one, but we got to get to our post-race breakdown so we can talk about Martinsville.
I love you. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Martinsville, the Boys and Club. Oh my lord. Boys and Girls Club of the Blue Ridge 200. That would be.
Say that 3 times fast.
Craftsman. I can't even say it once. I struggled through.
Obviously.
The money, which I'm not gonna play.
Look at that left-hand column over there, dude. There.
I know, right? Fortunately, he doesn't hit the right. But anyway, it was almost a Corey Heim show for the entire truck race. You got the pole, stage 1 and 2, and the Xfinity fastest lane. Fortunately, he could not finish up with first place.
That didn't even get a top 5. That's the scary part.
No, that's crazy. I know. It went to Daniel Hemrick in the 19, followed by Tyler Ankrum in the 18. Third went to Jake Garcia in the 13. Fourth was the 38 of Chandler Smith. And fifth was the 99 of Ben Rhodes.
And then Mr. Couldn't complete the show, Corey Heim, came in 6th, then 11 truck. 77 of Andres Perez de Lara. I don't know if I said that right. I just felt like throwing my wannabe Spanish accent on there. He came in 7th. Raja Caruth, a name we haven't said much this season.
Right.
He got himself a top 10 with that number 71 truck in 8th place. Stuart Friesen in the 52 got 9th. And then last but not least, number 1 of Lawless Allen got himself a top 10 as well.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Got a
sir.
couple
Yes,
of podcast favorites that we like to monitor. That being the number 5 of Tony Breidinger. He came in 24th. And then Malcolm in the middle, Frankie Muniz in the 33 truck decided he was going to finish in his truck number spot. Finished 33rd.
Oof. The heck is going on? Anyway, sorry, I'm freaking out over here. All
ADHD.
my electronics are deciding to mess up. Like I said before, Corey Heim got the Xfinity fastest lap on lap 34 with a cool 20.268.
Yeah. No post-race tech issues for the winner. But Mr. Raja Caruth did have one lug nut that was not safe and secure. And then the 38 and the 98 are going back to R&D for further inspection. So we'll see what comes of those.
Yes, sir. Xfinity, the easier one to say, the Marine Corps 250 had a little bit of a bigger purse. They had 1,651,939. I don't know if I read off the Craftsman, but it was
It's
like
the same
700
every week, so if we miss it, just
82.
refer to the other week.
Yep. But Mr. Connor Zilic took the pole. We did have a couple did not qualify. That was Tyler Tomasi in the 66 and Dawson Cram in the 74.
It looks like
those
Dawson's
two did
struggling a little bit because that's the second week in a row he didn't qualify for the race.
Very true. But there were a few in the rear or moved to the rear for unapproved adjustments. Starting with the 07 of Carson Ware, Jesse Love in that number 2, Jeb Burton in the 27, Greg Van Alst in the 35, Thomas Anuziata in the 70, and Myatt Snyder in the 91. They were all to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Stage 1 and Stage 2, Connor Zilic decided he was going to take those and try to be like Mr. Corey Heim in the Truck Series, but he wasn't able to pull it off. Somebody else did get that fastest lap, but he also didn't get the win either. But he finished outside of the top 10.
Very true.
Starting with your race winner and your Dash for Cash $100,000 bonus winner, Mr. Austin Hill in that 21. And then SHR's been showing up in Xfinity. Sheldon Creed in the 00. Got his runner-up spot there. Justin Allgaier in the 7th.
Well, I mean,
third.
technically it's not SHR anymore.
Well, it's still SHR to me.
You,
Brennan
maybe.
Poole in the
Stewart
44
has
came in
nothing to do
4th. And then another top 5 for Haas Factory Team.
Thank you.
41 of Sam Mayer.
Dean Thompson was behind him in the 6th position with that number 26 car. The number 10 of Daniel Dye was in 7th. In 8th was the 39 of Ryan Sieg. Chris Wright in the 5 car went 9th. And the top 10 position went to the 8 of Sammy Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, we also had some podcast favorites for Xfinity. Of course, that's Matty DiBurrito De Benedetto. In that 99, he finished 26th. And unfortunately, Fast Pasta was not so fast. Or maybe he was too fast and blew his engine up on lap 110, but he finished 38th.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the latter of the two. He was just too fast for the engine.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Sammy Smith took the Xfinity fastest lap on lap 240 with a 20.487 second lap. Not bad, not bad.
Slower than
There
the
were
trucks,
no-
just saying.
That is slower. It would be nice if they would crank up the horsepower. Just saying. But there were no tech issues.
It's a shame that it's the first week that we're talking about horsepower.
It's almost like I say horsepower every week.
I was hoping people were going to get that on their own, but way to ruin it. Anywho's, moving on to the Cookout 400, the big show. Whopping purse of $11,055,250. Go ahead and send that to my bank account, and we'll make all kind of improvements to this podcast.
Right?
Some new guy, number 20 there, Christopher Bell, got the pole.
That's right, baby.
No DNQs because we only had 38 cars. Nobody to the rear, which is surprising. Usually we have
That
at
one
least
is
one or two.
Sir, and my buddy Cole is really upset because Joey Lasagna really ate the pie on this one. Took stage one, did pretty all right, and then until Chase Briscoe and Chastain got into it and wrecked Logano out. Well, didn't wreck him out. I take that back. Didn't wreck him out. It just pushed him all the way to the back, pretty much.
Yeah, he still secured him a top 10 though.
He shuffled his way back in. I will say he did shuffle his way back in. Got a top 10, which we'll cover here in a minute. But I'll let you go ahead, and I just had to throw it in there because I had lunch today with my buddy and he was real butthurt, and I told him that I would call it out because I think it's hilarious.
Okay, it's not Logano's year. It's an odd year.
It's an odd year. That's right.
Did you get stage 2? I don't know. I think you were just talking about stage 1.
I did not do stage 2.
All right, so stage 2 went to the race winner. It was Mr. Denny Hamlin in that new progressive car. So it only took 2 starts for the progressive car to get to victory lane. Pretty progressive, if you ask me.
All right. Are you ready for this great headline? The Cucumber Cowboy conquers all.
How about Cucumber Cowboy conquers Cup?
Oh, that's a good one. But let's not say that because I'm scared that'll kind of jinx it for him to get, the championship.
That's not going to happen.
And then all the memes will die. Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
He'll choke.
All right, so
that's a better one. Cucumber Cowboy chokes Cup.
There you go. That'll happen too. Christopher Bell in that 20 came in second. Bubba Wallace for a second week in a row finished in third place at number 23. So his first career back-to-back top 3. Chase Elliott coming in fourth in the number 9, and then Kyle Larson taking 5th place in his number 5 HendrickCars.com brand new paint scheme that nobody's ever seen before.
Right. I love when the numbers match up. Like, it just scratches that one itch in my brain. So like the 5 and 5th position. Oh, yeah, so nice. But moving on to one that doesn't do that, you got Chastain in 6th. Of course, he's running that number 1 car. In the 60 of Ryan Preece went 7th. 22 of Joey Logano, we mentioned earlier, went 8th. The 19 of Chase Briscoe went 9th. And Todd Gillen got a top 10 in 10th position.
Yes, sir. It's
the Xfinity
looking good for Ryan Preece.
It is looking good. I'm surprised. I think him going to RFK might have helped him more than hurt him.
I would say so, for sure.
I mean, honestly,
like Josh Berry to the Wood Brothers they're clicking pretty good too.
Oh yeah, Josh Berry to the Wood Brothers. I was really worried that we were going to have a repeat of Harrison Burke, just back of the pack all the time, But yeah, he seems to be putting that Wood Brothers machine right up front.
Noah Gragson is probably the one that is not.
Yeah. Yeah, that is 100% true. But the Cucumber Cowboy, it aka Denny Hamlin, took the Xfinity fastest lap, which was slightly faster than the trucks, but I'd like it to be a lot faster. And he did it on lap 195 with a 20.188.
You know what was cool about this race?
What's that?
The first time in Martinsville history, well, almost the first time in Martinsville history that we had no cars that had to get out of the race. Unfortunately, Austin Cindric did have an electrical issue toward the end of the race, but only one car.
Yeah, but they weren't all
went to
wrecked
the garage.
out. Yeah, it wasn't a mad show, which as a person watching the race, I'm sure they were disappointed. Because you've been to races, I've been to races. It's always really cool when they wreck out.
I'll be at another race here in a couple weeks. Going to Dega, baby. So if any of you viewers are going to the Jack Links 500, maybe we can set something up and meet up. Meet half the crew.
Rub it in.
Meet half of
I
us.
don't know if I will get to do a race this year, unfortunately.
I'm hoping to do both Talladegas, but we'll see.
I mean, there is a very slim chance that I might be able to do a Dega but not 100%. But Eric Jones was disqualified because he failed minimum weight. So a big oof for Legacy. And then Ty Dillon and, of course, Eric Jones are going back to R&D.
What you mean is that the Cletus ARCA race? We talking about Cup Series right now. Is he gonna? I haven't seen the entry list for the race coming up this weekend. I don't know if he's racing in it or not. It would be cool to see Cletus in a car again.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see him flying around the track like an eagle, feeling freer than free itself.
I don't know if the entry list is out yet for the ARCA series yet. Don't know. But moving on from that to our, you know what we haven't been really showing is the winless streak stuff. I'll show that for a second. Mr. Denny Hamlin now at the top of the list with a big fat goose egg for the amount of races he started without a win. Moves everybody up one, so Mr. Ty Dillon down there is at 252 races. It's a big old chunk right there. Pretty sure he's catching up to Corey LaJoy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Corey had like 270 something.
I think so.
280.
Yeah.
Getting close.
Yeah, buddy.
What is the ARCA race this week?
It is Tucson. Get the name.
I don't think he's racing.
Tucson Speedway. It's the ARCA Menard Series West 150 presented by the West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame.
No, he's not racing it. This is the next one he's racing in is the Summit Freedom 500.
We're not there yet. Sounds like another super speedway though.
It does. Either that or it's one of his races that he puts on.
Anywho's, that's our winless streak. So now we jump over to look at our rookies. Starting with my Riley Erbst, who did just a smidge better than SVG this week. Started in 35th, finished in 31st, and sits 33rd in standings with 89 points.
Yeah, that is, just to clarify, that is not ARCA Menards. So I don't know if he's gonna be racing in ARCA again.
I'm sure he will.
didn't see
Maybe
anything.
just not this season.
I mean, like this season. That's what I meant. This season. But it is what it is. OSPG's slowly catching up to Riley Earps, or more likely, Riley Earps is slowly falling behind and catching up to SVG.
I'd go with that one.
SVG's got 7 starts, 1 top 10. He started 33rd and finished 34th. Currently 34th in points, with 80 points. Unfortunate.
Is that in ARCA, Fritz? What date did that show that Cletus was racing?
That was April 4th. Hang on. I'll pull
Yeah, he
that
said
back
April
up.
26th. He should be racing ARCA potentially.
Give me just a second. Regis McFarland. If it'll ever load.
I make him do the searching during the podcast.
Yep. It's okay. I don't mind. Well, schedule. You said the 26th?
Yeah.
That's not even on this schedule, so I'm not even, that must be just for his race, the one that I'm looking for. Or the one I'm looking at.
ARCA Menards Series, oh, Talladega on the 26th. Sweet. We're racing an ARCA Menards Series event at Talladega on April 26th, driving the number 34 Mustang for Rhett Jones Racing. I'm sure it'll be Kinetic as a sponsor again, considering he is part owner of that company.
Yep.
Him and Roman Atwood.
So far,
and,
that's the only ones that are confirmed are those 2 dates. Was February 15th and April 26th.
yeah.
I would love to see him.
That race will be on FS1 too.
Oh,
Nice.
girl. But
Nice.
nice.
Enough of that.
I don't know why I'm doing that with my mouth. I have the sound. Hang on.
Rookie of the season is not going to be too awesome this season
Yeah,
from
100%.
the looks of it. Considering they're
No,
both barely beating out Jimmy on points.
And Jimmy's only raced 1 race.
Right. RHPD Motorsports.
Oh. All right.
Way more
Good.
entertaining than who? Talking about the rookies. Maybe.
I hope so.
You want to do your 2 first, since we usually do my 2 first?
We can. So, I've got the 55 and 56, and as you can see on the screen over in this direction, I have the 55 piloted by Cole Custer. I should have re-thought my pick because he's not doing so hot. He's got 7 starts, and that's about it. He started 22nd and finished way back in 33rd. He's currently 35th in points with 62. My other driver, however, Christopher Bell, he's up on the leaderboard. What was that? I'm sorry.
Said he's doing all right.
He's doing all right. He's got 7 starts, 1 pole, 1 stage win, 4 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 3 race wins. That went back to back, just letting you know. He
correction.
started first, finished
It
second.
went back to back to back.
To back. Yeah. I
Back.
should have said 3 sequential wins. Is that better?
No, back is better.
Okay. He started first, finished second, is currently 4th in points with 220. Boy, I'm ready for the
Can you imagine if he would have won this race? I would have pulled out the joke of like he couldn't even move forward.
If he would have won this race, I would have been a lot more happy. Just saying.
Second place ain't too bad though. You got the less impressive duo, the 37 and the 73. Got Carson Hocevar in that Mountain Dew 37. 7 starts. He's got 1 top 5, which is also a top 10, obviously. Started in 29th, finished in 19th. Has 28th worth of points of the standings. I did not say that properly, but I'm just going to leave it there. He's got 113 points.
Cut your losses and get out.
Yep. The Ally 73 of Mr. Tyler Reddick, he did better. He's got 7 starts. He did secure him a pole during the season. He got 2 top 5s and 3 top 10s. He started 9th, finished 14th, and is now 7th in standings. So he fell back a little bit with 213 points. So he's actually behind Christopher Bell now.
Yes, sir.
Tease.
What's
a tease?
I vote we do a mid-season trade-offs. You know, like kind of like the NFL, where we can just,
I'm gonna decline.
How rude.
Only because my team's better than yours overall. That being said,
but I got a better way. Listen, I got a better way of doing this. Okay, we'll just put all the numbers of the cars in a random number. Okay, except for our drivers, and then we'll hit the OK, and we got to take whatever driver.
No, because I wind up getting like freaking 51 or something.
I'll get the 88 and ruin my points even more.
Right. Well, we wouldn't be able to take rookies because we already got rookies pulled aside too.
True.
Well, a little bit of NASCAR news time, huh?
Jump over to you ready to jump over to our track side tree?
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Jinx, we got myself. Starting off with NASCAR news. Awkward silence. That's why I got the YouTube music playing in the background. So y'all.
That's right.
So NASCAR has a new role of commissioner, and they gave it to Mr. Steve Phelps. He's going to focus on strategic growth and international expansion while working directly with the owners of NASCAR, Mr. Jim France and Lisa France Kennedy. COO Steve O'Donnell named NASCAR president to oversee day-to-day operations. We'll see what changes are about to come about. I guarantee you there's one thing that's going to change. Know what that one thing is?
Horsepower.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding. You win. Show's over. Everybody go home.
Please don't.
Really? Don't leave, please.
Please don't leave. Voodoo said I can't quit making this until we get at least 1,000 subs. So sorry, guys.
Almost there. We only need like another
850.
Like 875 actually. But yeah, who's counting?
Well, you could help us with that if you just hit your subscribe button. A non-intentional segue. Well, talking about some team changes. Old Beard Oil Motorsports is set to return with the number 62 at Talladega with old Fast Pasta behind the wheel and Fortified Building Solutions as the sponsor.
Guess who gets to see him driving Poison? Not
Yes, sir.
Speaking of new things, Trackhouse and Safety Culture have agreed to some deals to be the primary sponsor over 8 races. So for SVG, which is where following up from Xfinity Series pretty much, Got Bristol, Talladega, Texas, Kansas, Michigan, Mexico City, and Pocono. And then they'll also do one race for Mr. Ross Chastain, which is Daytona. So pretty neat there.
Guys, listen, I have some bad news for my bank account because RCR is bringing the 33 car to Bristol. Jesse Love's going to pilot it, and C4 is set to sponsor. Ever seen a C4 like protein can or anything like that? They look amazing, and I want a NASCAR to look. Then I'm gonna have to buy it. So bad news for my wife and my bank account. I'm gonna have to buy it. And then bad news for me because Lionel's gonna cancel it within like 4 or 5 months after pre-ordering it. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna be upset.
But the 33 is coming back this weekend, but we'll get back to that later.
Yes, sir, we will.
Race
it's not going to be Jesse
segment. What's up?
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, but it's not going to be Jesse Love or C4.
No.
It's a little depressing.
It's not. We'll go here in a second. Because we're jumping over to Horizon.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Because we're going back to Darlington. And you know what that means. Spring Darlington means throwback, baby.
Let's see if I can do something real quick.
Let's see it.
Can I do it to the whole thing? Add filter. Color correction.
I
don't know how to do this. I was gonna try and add a black and white filter to this thing, but I don't know how to do it.
Good job. This is a thought that counts. Anyway, while he's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into Darlington Raceway starting at Saturday, March 29. I think we got the dates wrong.
Well, on the notes, yes, but I got the graphics right.
I see the graphics right. It kind of threw me through a loop. April 5th. I'm sorry, guys. You know what you didn't get right on the graphic?
You.
It says Homestead on the graphic, homie.
It's always one thing.
Always one thing.
I pay attention to everything except for one thing, apparently.
Anyway, we're not going to be at Homestead. We're going to be at Darlington, Saturday, April 5th, starting at 10:05 a.m. Xfinity practice and qualifying on the CW app. At 12:35 p.m., that's Cup practice and qualifying on Prime. 3 p.m. NASCAR countdown to green. And at 3:30, the Xfinity race kicks off. The Sport Clips Haircuts VFW Help a Hero 200. Say that one 5 times fast.
It's nothing compared
on
to
the
that
CW.
ARCA race.
Oh, it's pretty close, let's be honest. The first stage will be 45 laps. Second stage, 45 laps. And the final stage will be 57, making a grand 147 laps. My nose, my mustache is tickling my nose, and I don't like it. 9 p.m. The ARCA Menard Series West 150, presented by West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame. Oh, that is a mouthful. At Tucson Speedway is 150 laps and will be on racing.
Yeah, sir.
And if it'll load, here we go.
Sunday!
Why?
Hang on, baby Jesus, this is gonna get bumpy.
That was weird.
I'm not the only one with technical difficulties.
To be fair, my mic cut out at the beginning of this, so you're right. You're not the only one.
Mine are human errors because I have to manually change the stuff on the graphics. So It's all me. But anyways,
Mine,
2 o'clock
mine's
on
just
Sunday.
my computer doesn't like working.
Right. 2 o'clock on Sunday, you got your NASCAR race day. Gearing you up for the Goodyear 400 at 3 o'clock, which is the Cup race, obviously, with all the cool paint schemes.
So much better than saying the Arc Menard Series West 150 presented by West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame. I couldn't even say it one time.
Anyways, the Goodyear 400, stage 1 is 90 laps. Stage 2 adds 5 laps to make it 95 laps. And then the final stage is a 108 laps for a very random, not so random because it's 400 miles and not anything weird. But 293 laps. Just seems like an odd number.
Can you imagine if they called it the Goodyear 293?
Right. Anywho, entry list this is. Got 40 cars for Xfinity, which means 2 people going home because there's only 38 spots in the field. But you do have 3 Cup drivers that are going to be there. The 9 of Mr. Ross Chastain, the 17 of Chase Elliott. I bet you don't know what scheme he's running. And the 19 of Christopher Bell, which you will see the scheme that he is running here in a little bit. Your Dash for Cash, obviously Mr. Austin Hill won it this week. But you don't have to worry about it again until Bristol. The 4 drivers for that extra money there will be the 00 Sheldon Creed, the 7 of Justin Allgaier, the 21 of Austin Hill, and the 44 of Brennan Poole.
I'm sorry, my wife's talking to me.
It's just the voices in your head.
So who do you think one of the Cup drivers are going to go home, or do you think the Xfinity drivers are going?
I think it's going to be Dawson Cram and somebody else.
Or Dawson getting roasted.
Seems to be the way to go.
That's fair. Moving on to the Cup entry list. We have the 33 of Austin Hill and the 44 of JJ Yale.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I kind of got distracted. Anywho, so we won't have any D&Qs for Cup.
We will not. Stupid thing didn't change the topic name, so I'm turning it off.
Wow.
That's supposed
but
to
we
be
do have a
automated.
whole mess of new sponsors.
Well, there's not really a bunch of new sponsors, but there are a bunch of new schemes. Because it's Throwback Weekend, baby!
Ooh, I'm excited.
So this is not Scheme Scene, so we will not be giving these 1 to 5 lugs. We'll have to watch Thursday's episode to see what we rate them, but we might give you some hints during this broadcast.
Yes, sure.
But the first one, not a new sponsor, but a new theme, I would guess you could say. For the number 1, Mr. Ross Chastain, will be Bush Light Fishing. We unfortunately do not have the scheme for that one yet.
I hope it's this. I hope it's like the one that they ran last year with the fish on the side of it, because that sucker was nice looking.
It was. I'll give you that.
But we do have the next one, which is Kyle Larson's HendrickCars.com with a twist. Look at that beauty, straight from 1998. No, I think, was it? This is more like 02.
I don't remember what year it was from, but it's just gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. Also, we don't have it on here. We might cover it in another episode, but did you see where later in the season he's covering another Terry Labonte scheme?
I did not see that. I missed some
He
news.
is covering
What?
the Iron. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's covering the Iron Man scheme.
Interesting.
So I've seen. It could be a fake. I'm not saying it's real. I'm just saying I seen on X at some point I swore he was gonna run one. I can't remember when it said it was, but I'm excited to see that one too. But you're up on this one. I love this scheme. That one might get my 5.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of them. So
I know.
it does not seem like Mr. Brad Keselowski is doing a throwback, but he does have a new scheme. And with the Castrol 7 critical area scheme. Nice black and gold.
Like this scheme.
It's
The
nice.
little drips on it. It's definitely better than the go-to RFK scheme.
Well, they still
design.
technically have that blueprint down there. You just can't tell because they just have the outlines down there.
Yeah, but it has more, like, it's got the oil drips and everything. It looks a lot better in this configuration than it does just normal.
Yeah. I like it.
But
I would give it
I
a
do
4
too.
for sure.
Definitely. We do have a new scheme for the number 9, Chase Elliott, in his Universe car. It's a mid scheme.
Mid is generous.
Mid
I mean,
is
I don't hate
generous.
it, but the scheme that they were trying to throw it back to, it doesn't really match up with. So
I don't even know what they're trying to throw back to, honestly.
a lot of people said that. But the colors don't even match up to what they were throwing it back to. The pattern kind of does, but the colors don't.
Was it supposed to be like a Mark Martin or something?
No. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I'll be able to look at it. I ain't worried about it. I ain't gonna look it up. I got too much stuff going on over here for me to mess anything up. Ty Dillon. He's got a little throwback scheme going on with his Beaver Street Fisheries. Going back to 1989.
Oh, Patty Moyes. Okay.
Now, if you look
And
closer,
it's the same sponsor.
I was going to say, technically it's Beaver Street Foods for the original sponsor, and it's Beaver Street Fisheries now.
Yeah. But, I mean, still same company.
Overall.
Looks
correct.
good. At least you can tell what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So, question for you. How much do you like Carl Edwards?
I love Carl Edwards.
Well, you should announce this next scheme then.
Are you talking about old Denny Hamlin's sports clip haircut scheme?
Yes, sir.
Oh, looks straight like the Office Depot scheme. Oh, yeah. Top tier. I have one of those on my wall as we speak. You know what? I have. Give me just a second. Let me pull out of my file here. There's your reference.
Yep. Yeah. Are you ready for this next one?
Let's get it.
Ryan Blaney and his Menards Dutch boy scheme.
Let's see what it be looking like.
You think it's the regular old Menard scheme, or you think he's doing a throwback?
Oh, no. I hope he does a throwback. It's different. It looks like Wolverine threw up all over it, but it's different.
It is a throwback. I don't remember to which driver. May have been Dave, but I'm not sure. But I would say it's better
not
than
my
the regular
favorite.
old Menard scheme.
I am agreeing that it is better than the Menards, but it's not my favorite. It looks like
They even
someone
changed the
took
number
comic
font.
book. Yeah. I don't like the number font.
Well,
Uh,
suck it up, Buttercup.
it looks like someone took the comic book Wolverine and he threw up all over it, but hey. It's not my cup of tea. This next driver, though, has a pretty cool story behind his throwback. It's a throwback to a sprint car legend who first hired him. We're talking about, Christopher Bell in his 20 scheme. Not only his 20, but also his 19. I'm not going to lie. I know Chris Bell's my driver. These are not really my favorite.
It's kind of hard to get those type of vehicles and translate them over to cup cars. It just doesn't work well.
Yeah, I mean, if I was gonna pick one, I would take the yellow one over the white one.
I like the
Just
white one
because
better.
it is very. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the yellow one. I wish they would keep that logo, like the DeWalt Power Tools, more than the normal DeWalt logo. I feel like they could do a lot more with it. But I just don't care for this throwback. I mean, I like the story behind it.
I'll agree
It's a
with
really
you.
cool story, but it's like you said, it's hard to take a sprint car that has like
Barely anybody.
6 foot of cubic body, and then put it on a car that's like 100%. You can see what the body is supposed to look like.
Yeah. Well,
Unfortunate.
at least this next guy did a little better. Well, Mr. Joey Logano and his Shell Pennzoil throwback. They even brought back the old
I do
Pennzoil logo.
love this throwback.
I
It's
would
one
not
of
be
the
mad if you
better-
ran this one as a primary.
No, not at all. I'm gonna have to buy this one, honestly. It looks really, really good. I wish the fire suit would have been white instead of yellow, though. Did you notice they also did the older lettering on his fire suit?
Yeah.
It is a lot nicer than the thing. I wonder who Willie B's gonna throw back to. Could it be his owner?
Nah, he would never do such a thing.
Oh no, it just looks like every other throwback that the 24 does.
I don't know. This one's silver.
I think it would have been cooler if he would have ran like a Sterling Marlin throwback and just did all silver
Yeah, well,
with a red 24.
how could he not throw it back? Jeff Gordon with Exalta. Anywho's, Cole Custer.
Next.
He's throwing it back to somebody. You like any Target paint schemes?
Juan Pablo? As long as he doesn't hit the blowers.
Right. Mm-mm-mm.
It's not a bad scheme. I just wish they would have had the contingency stickers.
Yeah, baby steps, man. Baby step.
And the horsepower to match.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
not coming.
Oh, John Hunter Nemechek throwing it back in the Dollar Tree scheme. Oh, he's not throwing it back.
It is a throwback
He's just running. Is it?
to his daddy.
I didn't know Joe ran a scheme like that.
Sure. Man,
I mean,
fucking
they changed the font of the number a little bit, but I don't know. I didn't think that his was a throwback. It looks like just the one he ran last week, except for instead of Family Dollar, it was Dollar Tree.
Joe Nemechek, 1919.
Oh, the colors don't match at all. That's
I mean,
no wonder I
really
did-
thought Dollar Tree was going to give up their color.
I mean,
I mean, they're
I feel
already
like
trying
they
to get
could have
rid
at
of
least
the
done a
dollar.
little- I feel like they could have done at least a little bit.
Well,
Like they could listen. They could have ran. No. Listen. They
I'm
could have
listening.
ran the Family Dollar and did the Bell South. The 98 Bell South. E2. It's the same scheme, but it's red, orange, and yellow. They could have. Just
yeah,
saying.
well, they're trying to get rid of Family Dollar, so.
Well, then don't call it a throwback. It's not a throwback. It's just a similar scheme.
Yeah. Well, can you guess what colors this next throwback's going to be?
Blue and white.
guess technically that's right.
Oh. Well, that's such a nice throwback.
It's always nice when it's petty blue and red.
Oh, yeah. Listen, petty blue belongs in NASCAR just as much as Goodyear belongs in NASCAR. Especially that iconic 43. Got the STP circle around it. Oh, so nice.
You know what? I'm skipping over one I didn't put in the notes because I added it last minute. But before we go on to the next one, we skipped over Mr. Josh Berry.
Josh Berry. Ooh. Throwing it back to that Ford, that sounds stupid. The Le Mans car.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to sound stupid. Yeah.
This is a nice scheme.
It is very nice. GT40, that's what I was trying to think of. I almost called it a GT80.
Close enough. Alright, now back to a throwback for a goat. You guess who Alex Bowman's throwing it back to? Can you guess?
Probably JJ. Ooh, you got that Cobalt. Throwback.
Yeah, they're...
He just wants to say,
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti.
Thought I had that scheme. Been one of the ones that got jacked. That's garbage.
Whoa, what a loser. Doesn't even have a Cobalt scheme.
I have many more Jimmy Johnson cars than you do.
I have more cars in general.
That's okay. Jimmy Johnson's the only one that matters.
I have more Johnson signatures than you.
All right, you ready for the last scheme that we got for right now?
Yeah, let's see the Quaker State.
No, I said last scheme. There's still a couple more sponsors. Talking about Cody Ware.
Oh, with Jacob Construction. Ooh, he's throwing it back to Jeff Burton. His Caterpillar car.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice scheme. It fits really well on these new cars, in my opinion.
I like it. I like it.
It looked better on the big fat nosed one, but I like it on this one too.
Alright, so that's all the schemes that we got for right now. You have to catch the rest of them on our scheme scene episode later in the week.
Oh, I said S cubed like an idiot.
S cubed is tonight, sir.
I know, bro. Ryan Priest is rocking his Kroger Country Rock.
He's bringing that butter.
Think he's gonna. I was about to say, think he's gonna slide like butter.
I don't know.
Get all
been getting
lubed up.
quite a few top tens, and we've mostly seen Kroger on Buscher's car, so it'd be nice to see it somewhere else.
I want to see a number 60 NOS car. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, keep dreaming. It'll come right next week after they give us more horsepower. Last but not least, Mr. Daniel Suarez finally jumping from Freeway Insurance over to Quaker State. So not a new scheme for him, or not a new sponsor for him.
All I'm saying is, he could have easily done a Freeway car, but like the Aflac style. Would have been awesome. Same
I'm waiting
colors,
to see what
everything.
Quaker State does.
I imagine it's going to be like his NASCAR Mexico. That's probably what I see.
You know.
Which wasn't a bad scheme. Don't get me wrong. That was a really cool car. I'm just saying it'd be really cool. It's Aflac throwback.
Yeah.
But speaking of S cubed,
you ready to pull the trigger?
Okay, sorry. SQ
I don't know
is
why
brought
it
to you by
doesn't show you
Happy Hour.
just that one.
I don't know. I do that every time. It's got the thing going. So anyway, SQ is brought to you by Happy Hour Racing, the place where you can get all your NASCAR and F1 needs. You get shirts, hats, keychains, chargers, calculators, pretty much everything for a really good price. Ships to you. I got mine within the week. I'm not promising that's what they do. It's just that's what happened to me. And it was very good stuff. So when you go check it out and you buy something because you like to buy NASCAR like we do, use code RHPD to support the podcast with no extra cost to you. Back to you in the studio.
First up, Bees Me. I had the scheme from this past weekend, and I was going back and forth between a few schemes, and I finally decided to settle on this one. Mr. Noah Gregson and his A&W All-American food car.
Understandable.
I'm hungry now. Damn it. Anywho's, A&W is delicious, both as food and as root beer and cream soda. So,
There's no
delicioso.
root beer float like an A&W root beer float.
Yeah.
In a frosty A&W mug. That's core childhood right there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get some. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have an A&W close by.
A&W, if you're listening to this, we would gladly accept a sponsor, even if it's just a gift basket.
Right. Right. I don't have one of you close to me, so it'd be real nice. He started way back in 24th and managed to squeeze out a top 10 by finishing up in 9th place. Pretty neat there. I like it. I like it a lot.
And you know what goes good with A&W root beer?
What? Ice cream?
Jack Daniel. On a serious note, I have the older scheme for this one, and I thought, what better way to show off Jack Daniels than the 2019 Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He started 30th and finished way back in 23rd, which I don't hold that against the scheme because I can see. Can you imagine if Dale Earnhardt himself? It'd be nice.
Kind of hard to top out.
But this was
good wrench though.
Yeah, true. But this scheme is I would say kind of a throwback because this was the same scheme, if not like a real similar one to Clint Boyer in his number 07.
True. Yeah.
This is when they came back for a little bit, and they come back recently, either last season or the season.
I feel like we brought the 07 on here.
We did. I went through my notes because that was my first.
Nice.
So I found the number 3, ran it for this race, and decided to bring it on.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was one of the first schemes we put on. I think it was like the first couple weeks. So. But.
So we got. Now it's your turn to, well, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so we can go above 124.
Yes, sir.
Link in the description for merch. We didn't do the segue to the podcast fantasy league, but you have the opportunity for that. NASCAR.com. It's Raise Hail Praise Dale podcast, HALE, and podcast on the end. Otherwise, you're joining somebody else's and you don't get eligible for the prize of a 164th diecast from the Lionel Racing website. What else we got?
We also have our socials. So we have an X, a TikTok, a Facebook, Instagram. You can join our Discord. It's all usually in the description. Go ahead and join all of that. I haven't really been posting. My life has been insane recently. I'm sorry, guys. In fact, if you've noticed, we haven't even done all of our Slick Scheme Spotlight. Nope.
No,
Hang
scheme
on.
scene.
Scheme Scene. Why am I doing this again?
We missed a week.
Anyway,
we did a week. We missed a week again.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's on both of us too.
I'm taking. Yeah. So, but hopefully this week I do get back on track with a diecast distraction. Which who knows, we might get cast occasionally. And then we're gonna post this episode on our Facebook page. I'm gonna take the link over, and if you guys want to possibly see more content, join us on those.
Speaking of, I told y'all I was gonna release the doggone video with Wrap It Up last week, and I failed to do that, so I gotta get it out this week. It is on our Patreon if you don't want to wait though, and our Patreon is a very, very expensive free. So
Free.
You got anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, thank y'all for joining us, and we'll come up with a name for you guys. We just gotta figure it out. But in the meantime, we're crossing the finish line of another Raise Hail, Praise Dale episode. Until next time, may your tracks be clear and your victories many. Good night, race fans.
Sorry.